Three, two, one, hey! Ho! Welcome back. Much love, Trav here. I believe in you. You're going to have an awesome day. Believe me. What's going on? Back with the green red marble. I'm going to keep this hand and we're going to be discussing, for your entertainment and enjoyment, the principles of cult mind control and cult brainwashing. Should be a fun subject for those of y'all who are into this kind of shit posting, trolling, and I mean, this is a real thing that we should know about also because cults are all around us and can take over our brains. But, yeah, I will grapple. But you should go ahead and join the Magic for Bad group. It's hilarious. There's a link to that in the description, or you can search it in Facebook. Looks like we're up against Black Red Aggro. Slow man. Land's coming into play tapped. By the way, Grapple with the Past, right now we're going to cast it. It has a 75% chance of pulling a land, and has a 90% chance of pulling a creature or a land. And we pulled a land. I'm going to grab the forest. Oh, look, we've already seen all four marvels. That's pretty funny. No, we don't want to grab the forest. We want to grab the evolving wilds. Better. Okay. So we can get... it wasn't better. It was worse. Not better, worse. Okay, principles of planes. Principles of cult mind control. So why does this matter? First of all, there's cults all around us. This isn't one. Cults, you can define it by a number of things. I would say that most people would say they're centered around some person who has a messiah complex, claims to have a message from God, asks for belief, usually belief specifically related to oftentimes like the end of the world or like conspiracies. However, there's all sorts of political ideologies are pretty culty, religions, intentional communities. They're all around, and it's only really a problem because, like, how do you draw the line between a religion and a cult, self-help group and a cult? Most people would say that the line is drawn when it's just more destructive than beneficial. There's always cost to being parts of groups. When the cost is too high, then that's when it's a problem, right? So we're getting to the very simple principles of cult mind control as I've studied from Jonestown to North Korea to the Moonies and so on. A few random tidbits before. One of the key things about cults is having a high exit cost. Once you're in, they make it hard for you to leave because people in the cult will report you, or bad things will happen, or you'll just lose your social circle or whatever. So once they have you, they got you. Again, you may be in cults right now and not realizing it. Political ideologies, groups, you have to take a close look at what you're doing, what you're a part of. Okay. Let's go ahead and attune and then marvel. And it's probably a good idea to marvel right now in case we hit an Emrakul, but I'm not sure. It might be better to marvel during combat. Let's marvel right now. There's a Nahiri and there is a Chandra, both of which are decent. We have 4 card types. That will get us to 5 card types. We could also harness lightning, but it seems like we should Nahiri -2 on the Scrounger to exile it. That seems like a good bet. Cast it, and then next turn we can cast Ishkana. Okay, so here's the 3 simple steps to cult mind control. Basically, we're all in a frozen state. My identity is rigid, for the most part. Your identity is rigid. You know who you are. You have a story for how the world is. We're frozen. It's hard to reason. In order for cults to take control of your mind, they need to break down your sense of identity, your sense of the world. So they start by unfreezing you or breaking you. Step 1, unfreezing, breaking. What does that mean? They will tell you everything that you know is a lie. The media is lying to you. The government's lying to you. The schools are lying to you. Things are not how they seem. That's an example. Another example is using a principle called attack therapy, which is where that could be like an intervention. And these aren't necessarily bad. Again, I'm not going to tell you that it's like just when a matter of when the cost. For some people, people get more benefit than cost. Anyways, oh, nice. We're going to be able to marvel. Um, that's interesting. Um, 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 they'll tell you in intervention, right? You're fucking up. You can't see it. You're blind to your own actions. Or for religion, like you're committing sins. You don't know. The devil is taking control of you. Listen, we're gonna save you. Whatever. The key is starting by breaking your sense of identity. Is very important to cult mind control. There's an Emrakul, so this game is over. Principle number 2, once they've broken you down, or told you like, basically broken your identity, then you're malleable. Step 2 is changing you. And this is where they do their programming of anything, and this is basically anything. Give you any ideology. It's whatever. Okay, this is interesting. We can suicide the whole squad. We can insolent neonate. We can discard fiery temper and have it go to the face. Let's do that. Right, at this point they're doing their programming. They might be employing other control mechanisms like isolating you from your friends and family physically, or telling you who you should or shouldn't talk to. Okay. Sack an artifact. Bam. Oh, I should have killed the inventor's apprentice. I think I technically fucked up. Like, didn't do it perfect, but it's whatever. So if these all attack, yeah, I fucked up a little bit. Potentially a lot. Oh well, the opponent's life is at a nice point where it's whatever. They're gonna do their programming at this point, and then so step 1 is break you, unfreeze you from your identity. Step 2 is give you a new identity. They might give you a new name, a nickname, a title or something, a new role. They might give you moderator status or whatever, you know. Uh, 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 uh. And then step 3 is to freeze you again. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're a mana short of Emrakuling. I'm going to go see if we can find us a puzzle knot to gain some life. Freezing you. So freezing you, they want to freeze you again after they've changed you. How are they going to do this? By giving you a closed system of logic that allows you to be impervious to any kind of discussion. You might already be. You might think racism and sexism and xenophobia are bad, and what you're doing is that, and therefore that's the end of the discussion period. You can't get through to those people, right? But you also can't get through to people who say, nope, you're a sheeple, you're brainwashed by CNN, controlled by the Clintons, you're brainwashed, your information is bad. I should have cast Marvel, I fucked up. Minorly. Minor fuck up. Block, block, block. Right. Can't get through that. You also can't get through to someone who says, nope, you're in denial, you're in denial, you're in denial, or hey, you've been led astray by Satan. They told me that Satan would, and the Moonies, which is a known cult, would literally go like use thought stopping as part of the closed loop, like crush Satan, hail Jesus, crush Satan. Like you can't. They just start doing that when you're having a conversation. You also see people of the closed systems of being frozen by automatically blocking you if you disagree is a common thing. You see people have block lists on Twitter. There's bots that will automatically block opposing views for you. Some of you might even be signed up for that. That's a form of closed logic. Meditation is also a way to have people stop thinking. Focus on your breath, stop thinking, and then they can program you at that point. And then one more way is literally a lot of these cults will just tell you, hey, don't think, follow the master. or it's good, it's bad, that's the way it is, or follow this. Uh, uh, just the masters know best. You don't need to think about it. I'm going to bring in the bombardments and the Kozilek's returns, I think. I don't want to cut all the planeswalk. I'm going to cut all the planeswalkers, actually, and the grapples, and just go fast. And keep Emrakul is quite good here. We don't need trackers, and we'll do this. Um, we might get hit with Lost Legacy. Yeah, I should have kept in a Traverse or a Sigarda. Actually, we might actually be vulnerable to Lost Legacy, the way I sideboarded. Okay, so, I told you that I'm gonna keep this. It's like the best 7 that has a high risk of failure, but, this hand has a very high chance of success. It is the nut draw if we just draw a land, or something that sets us up for a land, so I think it's worth gambling on. So what I'm definitely not going to do, right now, what I have done is unfrozen you. I've told you that cults are a thing, they exist, and you need to be aware of them. I'm going to get the mountain. What I haven't done, and then I have given you a new sense of identity as well by asking you to look at the groups that you're a member of and see how they're controlling you. What I haven't done, and what I'm not going to do, interesting, is freeze you. Um, we could play the servant here. I think it's probably better to fire off a Harness Lightning and hope to draw another land next turn. Right, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to give you a fixed, closed way of thinking. Obviously, this shit is dangerous. You play with fire here. And tell you, keep your mind open. Decide for yourself. Decide for yourself if it's good or it's bad. The groups you're on, again, it's very subjective. Stay woke. May pay a greater cost. If you're paying a greater cost, then it's not what you want. Alright, fuck it, I'm going for the servant. Maybe that's wrong, but I don't know if I want to keep waiting. I maybe should have gone for the servant before. Sinister Concoction is interesting. Alright, we're getting pounded. Oh, interesting. Are they going to discard their last card to kill our servant? That would be a little bit dicey. Oh, they're discarding. That's super weird that they would do that. That seems very wrong. I guess they're keeping Concoction up for Emrakul, which is not necessarily wrong. Traverse, nice. So I'm going to go get a forest, and then we can play a puzzle knot for life and be ready to G-bomb that. So keep your mind open. Don't. Another way of thought stopping closed logic, which I recommend you don't do, is say, nope, you have a closed mind. Your mind's closed, you have a closed mind. I don't recommend that either. Stay woke, stay subjective, run the cost benefit analysis. A key to an enlightened, awakened society, perhaps, is unfreezing people and then letting them. That's kind of brutal. Unfreezing people and then letting people program themselves. And then don't freeze them. Stay woke, folks. Alright. Evolving Wilds. We're getting there. I'm going to crack the wilds for a forest. Does it matter? Does it matter? Do we want a plains or we don't have any white cards anymore. It seems more likely that we would want a forest. And then we can either harness lightning or puzzle knot. We could harness lightning, a scrounger. If we're going to do it, it should be right now. We could harness lightning, the scrounger, and keep 1 energy. And that'll probably be less damage coming to us The issue is we're paying 1 mana. We'd be paying 1 less mana. Okay. That's it, man. I hope you find that interesting. Again, join the Magic for Bad group if you're into dark humor or humor in general. Transgress the Mind is whatever. Taking our Marvel definitely sucks, but we're only a land away from Ishkana, which could potentially get us back into this game. Although the opponent's at a point where Key to the City is kind of owning us. So we'll see how things go. We might. G-Bomb's decent. It's decent. We can gain the life, and then we can either G-Bomb the Scrounger or the Apprentice. We probably want to G-Bomb the Scrounger because there isn't fuel for it right now and it represents more damage. G-Bomb that. Puzzle Knot. We have 4 card types, so we're like a million miles from Emrakul. We should make it easy on ourselves by drawing either a land or a Marvel. Land's not even necessarily going to do this. It's really, there's another G-Bomb. It really ought to be a Marvel. Well, this is what you get when you keep a one lander. Sometimes is obviously not always gonna work out. Okay, Key to the City, meanwhile, is doing work. Key to the City is looting like a copter. Yeah, we really need to draw a Marvel. What's scarier right now? I would say the Inventor's Apprentice is scarier because our life is lower. Although the Bomat Courier could be a problem as well. If I was at a higher life total at all, I would play that different. Okay. Bam. Ishkana. That's it. It was the Fiery Temper on our Servant that did it. If I had played the Servant turn 2, maybe the opponent would not have Fiery Tempered and we could have untapped and Marveled and won. That's probably not true, but that's one way I see that we maybe could have won this game. Another way is if I had mulliganed. But I think it was a correct keep. Tell me if you think it was wrong. So at this point, even if we draw a land, we're going to die. Because we're going to take 4, 5. Key's going to get us. Lost Legacy. Concede. Oh, they got to see our deck accidentally. We were going to draw a Marvel next turn. No, we weren't because we were shuffling. I guess Marvel into Kozilek's return, and we could have won. Although again we were shuffling. Yeah, maybe he should not have conceded. That's fine to concede there. But yeah, we could have drawn Kozilek's return and been in the game. Almost certainly still would have lost because we were so far from doing anything. Would have had no Emrakuls and so on. So I'm gonna play a World Breaker. I'm gonna diversify our threats. I want a tracker too. And I think Nahiri's good. I want to keep the Marvels and the Puzzle Knots. Question is, what can we cut? I think we can cut a couple Galvanic Bombardments, actually. I know, and play 61. Oh, no tracker. I don't think we need tracker. Dies Temper. Why only 2 Galvanic Bombardments? It seems crazy. It is. We're on the play. The first bombardment kills almost everything. The second one does. I'm going to mulligan that one. I'm going to keep this one. Opponent mulligans as well. Emrakul, I'm going to put on the bottom. It doesn't matter because I'm going to Servant. I'm going to Evolving Wilds into a Servant. Mountain. So hopefully we have a third land so we can Nahiri turn 3. No 1-drop is good for us. Very important that this doesn't get killed. It probably won't get killed. Copter, okay. Either hub. Let's play it. We're gonna have to use an energy anyways. I'm going to go ahead and discard Ishkanah. We have two of them. No, I don't want a -2. We have two of them, and we're not really anywhere near Delirium, so it seems worth doing. Okay. Now we're in a decent spot. We've got Nahiri in play. And we could be ticking it up to gain some life, or we could be ticking it down to kill some stuff. And it looks like we're on... Ooh, if there's Fiery Temper, it'll be a beating. I know they play that card. Nice. So, that's pretty good. The good news is we did gain a bunch of life, and we're also very close to... we'll be able to Ishkanah next turn. I'm going to Vessel. I'm also going to Attune right now because I don't want to risk. Should we get a Plains? Sure. But we only have one card. If the opponent has Lost Legacy, it's whatever. I actually hope they have Lost Legacy in this turn. If they have Transgress, could be a beating. We are going to get to Vessel, and we don't need our Servant, so we can trade it off if necessary. Sinister Concoction could be good against us. Inventor's Apprentice. Okay. I will trade with the Scrounger. If they let us, they might have a second Fiery Temper. That'd be crazy. Better than Lightning Bolt. It's like red Lightning Bolt, draw a card. Oh, they discarded Transgress the Mind. That's great for us, unless they're going to go Swamp Transgress afterwards. Definitely possible. I'm going to trade and use Vessel end of turn to protect from Transgress. Okay. Really weird that the opponent decided to do that. Whoa, we bricked. Super rare. I actually think that's the first time I've ever bricked with 6 card types, though. I think that's the first time I've ever bricked with Vessel. What are the odds to brick with Vessel? Pretty low. Let's see, we have 4 Attunes, 3 Traverse, and then 10 burn spells. No, 6 burn spells. 8, 13. So 47 out of 60 to the 4th power. 1 minus that. What's the math? I bet you it's very small. Very, very small. Although, whatever. I mean, if we draw a land, it's not that good either. So it's whatever. It looks like the opponent might not have good attacks. And that is going to give us some time. We can cast Emrakul if we draw it, just about. I'm just going to go offer an Ishkanah to block it. The opponent can Sinister Concoction it if they want. I also could have triple blocked with Spiders. Unlicensed Disintegration, whatever. Yeah, so if we had triple blocked, it could have been a little bit of a blowout. There's an Emrakul. So we are 1 mana away from casting it. Obviously, the opponent has a Sinister Concoction, so it's not necessarily that good. That's good tech they have over there. Maybe they'll tap their mana. Chandra, shit. Shit. Interesting. Going after the little shitter. Crew. Very interesting. So they're gonna let us get rid of their Chandra. I'm gonna take it so that we can knock the Chandra off. It might have been reasonable to chump, only attack with 1 at the Chandra to tempt them. Fucking bullshit. Second Emrakul. Do we want to tempt the opponent to use their Chandra? I'm not going to. Damn it. People are getting better at beating this deck. That's for damn sure. Bloodhall Priest. Tap your mana, bro. Do it. So what can we even draw? I suppose an Ishkanah would be pretty helpful. Another Ishkanah. But we only have one left. A land would be potentially decent if we could Emrakul and survive. Well, we have no choice. We're going to Emrakul. And then it's going to die. Oh, but we have Kozilek's Return. I forgot about that one. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna do that. I realize I missed 2 points of damage. But it's whatever. We're still in great danger of death. They have no cards, but they have 2 top decks. Hopefully something irrelevant. Mountain. I'm going to have them play it so they can't discard it to Copter and ship it back to them. And hopefully they break down a creature one time. Oh, I forgot about that. They didn't need to brick on a creature. I could have had them bring it back, but I don't think that would have added. And are we dead? Bomat Courier. There's a Puzzle Knot, so we could play Puzzle Knot to gain 6 life, but we're taking 7 damage. So it's better to play Emrakul again and hope that we can survive one turn back to Puzzle Knot. Come on. Something that does something. We can have them sacrifice this. We're going to have them suicide their Copter and loot. And hopefully draw something to kill the Scrounger too. This feels correct. Okay, discard that one. I could have done it slightly better. I could have had them attack with the Bomat Courier, discard this to draw a card, and then Copter. So if we lose, that's why. Because we could have got controlled one more draw, or had one more chance at something shitty. Right now we're dead to Fiery Temper or Key to the City, but we're probably going to beat most other things. Okay, that falls in the category of things we can probably beat. That's a great draw. Keep in mind I did miss 2 damage earlier in the game, but again, I don't think that 2 damage matters. Now we're at 9 and we have a Servant. So the opponent's going to have to draw a Sinister Concoction to have a chance this game. Actually that's not even a kill. I don't know if there's anything they could draw. Bomat Courier is probably not it. We can block the Scrounger to not die. If we don't block, we could accidentally die. Yo, join the Magic for Bad group. I hope you enjoyed this match. It was a good match. It was a good discussion. And tell your friends. Use Cult Mind Control in your social groups. Don't. Keep people unfrozen. That's the key. Don't exploit people. Don't leave them in a worse position. GG's. And that's it. If you're into the Magic stuff, there's links in the description. If you want to join the Magic for Bad group, you should do that. Thank y'all. Much love, and have a beautiful, amazing one. Peace. Take care. Take action.